The question we are going to discuss today are: what are the requirements of emergency source of electrical power as per SOLAS Convention as amended in cargo ships? Name the services that are required to be supplied power from emergency source. What are the starting arrangements for emergency generating sets? Let's move to the first part of the question. What are the requirements of emergency source of electrical power as per SOLAS Convention as amended in cargo ships? The electrical power available shall be sufficient to supply all those services that are essential for safety in an emergency. Due regard being paid to such services as may have to be operated simultaneously. The emergency source of electrical power shall be capable, having regard to starting currents and the transitory nature of certain loads, of supplying simultaneously at least the following services for the periods specified hereinafter, if they depend upon an electrical source for their operation. It should automatically start and come on load within 45 seconds. It should have minimum 2 modes of starting arrangement. Primary mode should be able to provide 3 consecutive starts. Secondary mode should be also give 3 consecutive starts in 30 minutes. It should be able to start at ambient temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. If ship is subjected to go in sub-zero area, then heating arrangement should be there. It should be able to provide power supply for emergency consumers for at least 18 hours for cargo ships and 36 hours for passenger ships. The fuel unit have flash point not less than 43 degrees Celsius. Emergency generator able to operate when ships inclined to 22.5 degree least to 10 degree trim. Emergency generator switchboard should be in same compartment in which main switchboard is present. Let's move to the second part of the question. Name the services that are required to be supplied from emergency source. The services that are required to be supplied power from emergency source are: emergency lighting in all service and accommodation alleyways, stairways and exits, personal lifts, car and personal lift trunks, in machinery spaces and main generating stations including their control position, in all control stations, machinery control room and at each main and emergency switchboard, at all stowage positions of fireman's outfit, at the steering gear, at the fire pump, at the sprinkler pump, at emergency bilge pump if any, and at the starting position of their motors. In all cargo pump rooms of tankers constructed on or after 1st July 2002. Navigational lights and other lights required by the International Regulation for Prevention of Collision at Sea, radio communication system, all internal communication system as required in emergency, the shipboard navigational equipment, the fire detection and fire alarm system, intermittent operation of daylight signaling lamp, the ship's whistle, the manually operated call points and all informal signals that are required in an emergency. Unless such services have an independent supply from an accumulated battery for 18 hours, one of the fire pumps for a period of 18 hours if dependent upon an emergency generator for the source of power, for a period required by regulation for auxiliary steering gear if rated, is that for ships of 10,000 gross tonnage and above for at least 30 minutes and any other ships for 10 minutes. Let's move to the third part of the question. What are the starting arrangement for emergency generating sets? Emergency generating sets shall be capable of being readily started in their cold condition at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius if this is impracticable, or if lower temperatures are likely to be encountered. Provision acceptable to the administration shall be made for their maintenance of heating arrangement to ensure ready starting of the generating sets. Each emergency generating set arranged to be automatically started shall be equipped with starting devices approved by the administration with a stored energy capability of at least 3 consecutive starts. A second source of energy shall be provided for an additional 3 starts within 30 minutes unless manual starting can be demonstrated to be effective. The stored energy shall be maintained at all times as follows. Electrical and hydraulic systems shall be maintained from the emergency switchboard. Compressed air starting system may be maintained by the main or auxiliary compressed air receivers through a suitable non-return valve or by an emergency air compressor which, if electrically driven, is supplied from the emergency switchboard. Where automatic starting is not required, manual starting is permissible, such as manual cranking, inertia starters, manually charged hydraulic accumulators or powder charge cartridges where they can be demonstrated as being effective. When manual starting is not practicable, the requirements of paragraph 2 and 3 shall be complied with, except that starting may be manually initiated.